Yo guys, it's Cookie King. Welcome back to another video. Guys, we got to do our reading. It's been a couple days, so we are on the foreword. We were on XII, so we're going to start from right there. I have the clip-on mic because I have to be I can't be that loud because my dad's still sleeping. It's like 5 in the morning. I'm going to be catching a flight to LA today, actually. We're going to be hanging out with the boys, so it's going to be lit. We could talk more about it at the end of the video, but let's go ahead. We're going to do 15 minutes. Let me get my timer. 15 minutes. Alrighty. Just like that. And let's start it up. Alright. It's not always depression. This is the book we're reading. Alright. Working with receptive, effective experiences. Care, empathy, concern, validation, and authentic emotional presence are so important to the establishment of safety and connection. However, what good is giving if what is given cannot be received? In AEDP, we not only focus on helping people express emotion, we also work to help people learn to receive emotions, and thus take in the good stuff. In other words, we work with receptive, effective experiences, i.e., with what it feels like to receive love or care or understanding. We all crave support, care, and understanding. We all yearn to be seen, to be felt, to be heard, and to be understood. And yet, when those experiences unexpectedly materialize before us, we often respond to them with never heard this one, reticence and distrust. Let's search up what that means. Reticence.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Reticence definition. The quality of being reticent, reserved. Oh, okay. So it means like you'd rather be reserved. You don't really want to go out of your comfort zone, I guess. Where was it? Okay. AEDP works to help people overcome their blocks to taking in the good stuff that comes from good relationships, including the therapeutic relationship. Also, by the way, guys, I'm a little bit tired, so I'm not as sharp as I was the other night when we were reading. So I apologize if I'm not like as clear speaking. Where was I at? Whoops. We help people explore. What does care feel like when it's taken in? What does it feel like in the body to feel understood? In the process, we often understand why that which is so desired is often so blocked. In this manner, care, love, empathy, admiration, understanding, and feeling seen can be truly felt. And when they are felt, we can fully reap their benefits. With love securely in our hearts and understanding securely in our bellies, we can more confidently meet the challenges of each day. So that was working with receptive, effective experiences. I don't know if I'm just tired and I didn't like really process any of that, or I don't know if I don't know if I'm just not understanding that. Anyways, let's go to the next one. The importance of making the most of positive emotions. Undoing aloneness, in it together, and together with, apply not only to working with the negative, painful emotions of suffering and their relief. AEDP therapists actively, explicitly, and experientially work with positive emotions between therapist and client. The therapist's own expressive range thus stretches beyond care, concern, empathy, and connection, and expands into the explicit expression of delight and joy, as well as pleasure in the client. AEDP therapists thus go beyond empathy and validation to actual explicit affirmation. Furthermore, rejoicing in and the celebration of the client's positive qualities, strengths, talents, and achievements in therapy, and making sure the client is able to take that in. Contribute to the effectiveness of AEDP therapy. That's funny. I read it wrong and it like changed the way I was saying it. I read the word contribute. Like I said, contribute or contribute. Actually, no, I guess it really doesn't matter the way you say it. Contribute to the effectiveness of AEDP therapy. Contribute to the. I feel like it sounds better if you say contribute, but it's like context oriented. I'm not sure. The processing to completion of emotions associated with suffering. Nothing that feels bad is ever the last step. The above is a quote from one of the most brilliant experiential therapists, Eugene Genlin, the creator of a method called focusing. It is also the title of a paper I wrote about how to help people process intense emotions. Emotions are wired into us by eons of evolution. Their purpose is not to scare us. Their purpose is not to scare us and overwhelm us. What? Oh, I thought I was going to say but to. Their purpose is not to scare us and overwhelm us and make us afraid to lose control. Yo, am I not right? I don't know what's wrong with me right now. Hold on. Their purpose is not to scare us and overwhelm us and make us afraid to lose control. Does that sound wrong? I have no idea. Emotions are wired into our brains and bodies and nervous systems to help us cope with our environments and thus enhance our adaptation. No matter how scary emotions may sometimes seem, if we allow ourselves to process and metabolize them, they invariably take us to a good place. The core emotion of grief will lead us to eventual acceptance. The core emotion of anger will lead us to experiences of strength, clarity, and empowerment on behalf of the self and our need for what's just and right. Fear will lead us to seek safety. Joy will lead us to exuberance, energy, and an expansion of our willingness to connect and explore with zest. But hold on, what does exuberance mean? Exuberance definition.
Exuberance means
The quality of
being full of energy, excitement, and cheerfulness.
Cool. And this is a basic principle of experiential work with emotions. There is a pot of adaptive gold awaiting the complete processing of each core emotion. And that pot of gold is... Sorry. I'm like pretty sleep deprived, guys. There's a pot of adaptive gold waiting... There's a pot of adaptive gold awaiting the complete processing of each core emotion, and that pot of gold is constituted of resilience, clarity, and improved capacity to know what we need in a way that can inform our actions. As Hillary demonstrates, using the tool she describes in It's Not Always Depression helps you do precisely that. Even if you are not in therapy, the book might well undo your aloneness and teach you how to overcome blocks and inhibitions so that you can know what you are genuinely feeling. Once you know your deep feelings, they can guide you to that pot of gold clarity. Pot of gold of clarity. This idea of processing an emotion to completion is shared by all the experiential therapies. EMDR, eye movement desensitization. EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, internal family systems, Gestalt, focusing, somatic experiencing, sensory motor psychotherapy, emotion focused, etc. And indeed, when emotions are processed to completion, they release adaptive action tendencies, resilience, and clarity about what we need and thus what we need to do. Emotions processed to completion energize the system with intention, and the completion is accompanied by a positive effect. We move from feeling bad to feeling good, and it is as important to process feeling good as it is to process feeling bad. The meta-processing of Dude, I am not sharp right now. The meta-processing of transformational experience. If round 1 of therapy is how to get past defenses and anxiety, and round 2 is working to heal suffering and bring about increased effectiveness and resilience, in AEDP there is a round 3. Round 3 of AEDP, metatherapeutic processing, meta-processing for short, involves experientially working with positive emotional experiences as systematically and thoroughly as we work with negative emotional experiences. Just as working with the negative emotions of emotional suffering allow them to transform into adaptive actions on behalf of the self. Working with the positive emotions associated with change for the better, e.g., healing or transformation, begins another whole round of transformation. Metaprocessing further broadens and builds the change that results from processing the emotions of trauma through to completion. And it is this that rewires the brain and deepens and expands resilience and well-being. AEDP systematic focus on working with the experience of feeling good and the experience of change for the better is a way of expanding, deepening, and solidifying well-being. The transformational effects. Our experience with metaprocessing has revealed that when we explore the experience of the positive emotions associated with change for the better, doing so gives rise to further rounds of transformational experience. And it turns out that each new transformational experience is accompanied by its own, very own wired-in emotion. We call these emotions the transformational effects. And they are invariably positive. AEDP describes the transformational effects in detail and works with them systematically. Much as our core emotions alert us to what we must deal with and are specific to different kinds of challenges. For example, fear is an emotion specific to danger, and grief is an emotion that is specific to loss. The transformational effects alert us to important positive changes that are occurring within us. By attending to these positive changes, we are able to consolidate and make most of the changes taking place and thus further enrich our lives. The transformational effects include, but are not limited to, the mastery effects of joy, confidence, and pride, the tremulous effects associated with the positive vulnerability of having new and somewhat unprecedented experiences, the healing effects of feeling moved within ourselves, and gratitude to and love for those who help us, and the realization effects of wonder and awe at the changes taking place. Yo, guys, this book is, I don't know if it's just because I'm tired or something, but I don't know if it took a turn, but it's using some weird words. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, dude, this is very, very interesting right now. The non-finite transformational spiral. Exploring experientially, how do you say that? How to pronounce experientially? Did I just do it?
Do you want? The House of Stuart, originally spelt Stewart, also.
Okay, we'll figure that out after. It's Experentially. My experientially. Dude, this is bad, man. Exploring experientially the positive. See, it's just these sentences are so like confusing to read out loud. Okay, ready? Exploring experientially the positive transformational effects leads to more positive transformational effects. I mean, that sounds like a riddle or something. And more begets, begets, begets more. Jump-starting a transformational process that is not finite. This non-finite transformational process involves upward spirals of vitality and energy and goes beyond healing emotional suffering to morph into flourishing and well-being. Oof, this last one is quite long. And honestly, guys, I low-key do not want to read it. We do have a minute left, but I'm honestly going to have to cut it short because, dude, I'm kind of cooked right now. Like, my mind is not here, bro. Yeah, I don't really want to be reading it with like not understanding what I'm saying because part of the reason I like the first part so much, I was gonna say yesterday, but the video from a few days ago, the reason I liked it so much is because I actually was enjoying what I was reading. Probably because I was like focused on it. But now I'm just really not there right now. So yeah, I'm not gonna put myself through this torture right now. But let me know if you guys understood it. If you guys understood what I was saying, because to be honest, I didn't understand anything. I might just like reread it in silence. It was barely anything. It was like a page and a half, but yeah. But guys, I want to talk about, I'm going to LA today, so it's only like an hour flight, so it's a light flight. My Uber's going to be here at 6:50. It's 5:16. But yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. We're going to be hanging out with Kshami, Derb, all those guys. And yeah, I don't know, this past few days I've been pretty sleep deprived and just not sleeping very good, waking up like sweaty. And you know, and actually I woke up with a lot of pain in specifically like my tendon area right here on my arm, so I haven't been able to lift or anything. Just a rough patch I've been going through. And just, yeah, overall just not very, a little bit, my apologies, and a little bit nauseous too. I feel pretty nauseous today. I'm not sure why. Don't feel very good, but you know, I'll live. Just gotta keep it together. You know what I'm saying, guys? So I apologize if this reading session was a little cooked. Next time, I promise I'm gonna be much better, much more in tuned. Just today, I don't know, man. Just was not there. It's like, dude, some of these sentences were like kind of funny to read because I'm like, what am I reading, dude? But there could be a chance, genuinely, that this chapter, or sorry, this section that I just read right now is genuinely so insane that I couldn't understand what I was saying, or I'm just like genuinely tired. The thing is, when I'm tired, it doesn't really hold me back in terms of like my ability to take in information, but the issue might be the fact that I'm reading it out loud and I'm trying to also read it properly, because a part of it is I don't want to mess up that much. I don't want to keep, like stuttering or tripping up over myself. I don't know. Like, I'm able to probably read something else online right now and be able to interpret it properly. I think it's just some of the words they were using, saying them out loud kind of threw me off track. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy that. Let me know if y'all want part 3. And we are going to lock in for part 3. I'm going to be laser focused, so it's going to be good. And we can also switch up the book too. We could change up to a different book. Let me know if you guys have any good book suggestions. So yeah, let me know. Let's go.